Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be studying about data deletion and recovery. In the previous video, we studied about data capturing, data storage and data retrieval. Okay, in this video, we'll be continuing about the topic on data and information, and this is chapter 1 of computer science. Okay, so in this video, we'll be studying about how data that is stored in the memory is actually deleted, or if it has to be recovered, how it can be recovered. Now generally there are contents stored in the memory, and as we have discussed previously, the contents are always stored in the form of zeros and ones. Okay, so now if there are certain contents that are present at some memory location, say hexadecimal 1000, then if you have to delete this particular content, there are two ways of doing it. Okay, generally what would be the ideal way, or what would be the generic way, is to make this memory location completely empty. That means to erase the contents of the memory location at the bit level. So now this will become empty, and any data that has to be stored in the memory can be stored in this location. Okay, but changing the contents of the memory at the bit level is time consuming, and it also requires more effort compared to the something that we call as flagging. Okay, so what is flagging? Basically, when a memory location is occupied, that means it is filled with data, a flag is set which denotes that this memory location is occupied or it is filled, it is not free. Okay, when we have to delete data from the memory, the flag is now set to be free. That means the contents are not changed. Okay, so in computer, whenever you have a memory location whose contents are to be deleted, the contents are not actually erased from the memory location, they remain as it is. Only a flag or a marker is set for that memory location that denotes that this memory location is free. So when you are searching for a memory location that can be used to store the new data, you search or you check these flags or these markers, and if a particular memory location is free, it is marked free, and enough space is there to store a particular data, the new content, then you'll store it in this memory location. Okay, so the main point to remember here is data is not actually erased or deleted or removed from any memory location. The location corresponding to that memory address is marked as free, and the next time if new data has to be stored, it is stored in the locations that are marked as free. Okay, now what happens if we have to recover some deleted data? Now there are two situations. See, one location is there can be a memory location in which earlier some data was present, but now it is marked as free. So if this is marked as free and no new data has been written into it, then this content can be retrieved, because as I told you earlier, this memory location was never emptied. Okay, so as long as the memory location which was marked as free, that means it was deleted, the data content was considered to be deleted, if those contents are not overwritten, then only you can recover or retrieve the data back, recover the deleted data. So if suppose this memory location was initially marked as free, now some new data came, new data had to be entered into this memory location, so this memory location now stores this content. Okay, and the free flag is also removed. So if this free flag does not exist, the memory location is not free now, it is containing some new data, then the previous data, which was this data, cannot be recovered. Okay, so it is very simple. I hope you're not confused. So recovery is only possible if the deleted contents are not overwritten. Now when we delete some data or we recover some data, there can be malicious or unauthorized accesses. Now what are they? See, sometimes data can be deleted by mistake, or it can be deleted on purpose by someone who is not authorized to delete that data, or it can be deleted for a bad purpose. It can be deleted, it can be either corrupted, or it can be deleted by a virus or any malicious software, malware. Okay, so in those cases, if you do not want your data to be deleted by someone unauthorized, any corruption or any virus or malware, then you need to protect your data for unauthorized against unauthorized deletion using certain mechanisms. Now these mechanisms can include putting passwords on your data or encrypting your files. Now what is encryption? See, in earlier days of wars, when people used to, when one group or one country's soldier used to send some messages to their other colleagues in the battlefield, they did not send it in the plain text. What did they do? They wrote some plain text, then used some mechanism or algorithm to convert this plain text into some uh, non-understandable or uh, non-existing words. Basically, see, if I am writing I love computer science, then if I replace each of these characters with the alphabet just appearing after it, okay, so if I replace this with J, L with M, C with D, and S with T, then when I write this complete sentence, it will not make sense to the reader if someone does not know how this data has been converted from the original text. Now if I get this text and I know that every letter represents the previous letter, so I will decode it or decrypt it into the original letter like this. So encryption is basically converting your original text or data into a form that cannot be understood by someone who does not know how that data was converted or changed or manipulated, or changed, not manipulated. Okay, so you need to protect your data. Another means of limiting of protecting your data is to limit the access to your data. That means assigning certain access rights, restricting read or write or modification rights on your data. Okay, similarly, sometimes recovery of data can also be very dangerous if it is done in wrong hands. That means sometimes you throw away or discard your devices, but you have not deleted the contents of those devices. So if someone tries to recover the data from those devices, it might not be very it might create situations that may not be very good. So it may lead to unpleasant situations, right? So you must always delete, completely and permanently delete your data to maintain the confidentiality of data. What is confidentiality? When you do not need anyone else, any such person to know your information who is not authorized to see it. Okay, see, there are certain, if you have some content, you might not want to share it with everybody, so there are certain people you want to share it with. These are the authorized individuals. You want to you want your data to remain confidential, then you need to protect it. Okay, and you need to undertake correct deletion and recovery mechanisms for that and avoid unauthorized accesses. Okay, so you never discard your devices without deleting the data. So summarizing this lecture, it is more of a generic lecture, but still, how the data can be deleted from the memory? It is deleted by marking that corresponding memory location as free. The data is never erased or actually removed, okay, from the memory, and can always the data be recovered from the deleted memory location? No, it is only possible when the memory location which was previously holding the data is not overwritten with new content. Okay, so how to avoid unauthorized data deletion and modification? You need to protect your data by using prevention or protection mechanisms like passwords, encryption, limit your access rights, use biometrics on your system or your data, and so on. Okay, So how to prevent unauthorized recovery of data? Permanently delete all the contents before discarding any digital device. Okay, so that is it. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Press the bell icon if you need the notifications when we upload future videos. And see you in the next lecture. Till then, mind your exam.